I'm on my way to the Brunel Museum, which is quite an interesting place to visit. I've never been before, so I'm really looking forward to it. On the way, I pass this pub. Well, I've arrived at the Brunel Museum. It's a little bit before opening time. We've got a 10-minute wait, but I'm sure we'll soon be in. In the 19th century, the River Thames was congested with over 3,000 merchant ships and thousands of smaller boats. At Rotherhithe, here on the south bank, the nearest crossing was London Bridge, 2 miles away. The charges for crossing the bridge or using the river boatmen were excessive. Another way across the river was needed. A bridge was not the answer, as it would not be high enough for sailing ships to pass under. Mark Brunel, father of Isambard Kingdom Brunel, was an inventor of French origin. His solution was to build the world's first underwater tunnel, the Thames Tunnel, which ran from Wapping on the northern bank to Rotherhithe on the south bank. I'm just waiting for the museum to open. I'm really looking forward to getting inside and finding out what it's all about. This actual building that we are going to go into was one of the caissons used when building the Thames Tunnel. A caisson is a circular shaft sunk into the ground or riverbed, which forms a watertight structure to allow work on foundations for bridges, piers and other structures. Any water within it is pumped out to allow a dry working environment inside. The backers of the tunnel did not allow the caisson on the northern bank to be built at Wapping until the tunnel was well advanced, as they had their doubts as to whether the tunnel was feasible. This was eventually commenced in 1840 and took 13 months to build. Mark Brunel designed a special shield to protect workers whilst they were digging. His shield comprised 36 cells for labourers in 3 rows of 12. A few inches were dug by the men at a time, and the shield moved forward, whilst bricks were laid to line the tunnel behind. In fact, his initial idea was for a circular boring machine, but there was no steam engine powerful enough to drive the blades round. He therefore settled on the rectangular frame concept as the best option to protect workers. His shield was the forefather of all tunnelling machines, which have been designed on a similar principle ever since. Mark was joined by his son Isambard at the age of 20, and he would eventually outshine his father. Unfortunately, there were difficulties building the tunnel, including 2 major floods in 1827 and 1828, the latter which nearly killed Isambard. The project was halted and restarted in 1835, taking 18 years overall to complete. It is known 68 workers died, mainly in the floods, but also due to cholera and other illnesses, but the true number is thought to be much higher. The tunnel was intended for horse-drawn traffic, but was used as a pedestrian thoroughfare and shopping arcade. Within 15 weeks of opening, 1 million people had visited the tunnel, each paying a penny. On 26 July 1843, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert visited. The tunnel was sold in 1865 to the East London Railway Company, and in 1869 trains started running between Wapping and Rotherhithe. It is still in use today as part of the East London line of the London Overground system. A truly remarkable feat of engineering. Let's take a look inside the caisson, which was opened in 2016 by Prince Edward, the Earl of Wessex. At the time of my visit, a music video was in production, so I initially filmed from the upper landing of the stairs. On the walls can be seen the outline of two staircases, which gave access down into the tunnel. And now a look at the roof, which is of a shallow barrel vault design supported on steel beams. A little while later, an interesting talk was given about the history of the site and the building of the tunnel.
It's built on an iron ring, and that iron ring serves pretty much as a pastry cutter.
Trains are running in the tunnel beneath and can occasionally be heard rumbling by. At weekends, the museum uses the roof of the caisson as the midnight apothecary cocktail bar. Well, I hope you enjoyed that look around the Brunel Museum. I found it quite fascinating myself. All that remains for me to say is many thanks for watching, take care, and bye for now.